I used to watch Extreme Home Makeover, and I thought it was really cool when I was a kid. Then you grow up and realize that what they do at the houses aren't very good at all. All right, let's see how they destroy families.
Imagine one morning you wake up to this guy screaming outside of your house into a megaphone. You walk outside to find out that he is with a television crew, and they are sending you and your family on a 1-week vacation, and during that time, he is going to demolish your home and build you a brand new one from the ground up.
Wait, that just sounds like a Mr. Beast video. That straight up sounds like that sounds like something Mr. Beast would not do anymore because he doesn't think it's cool enough anymore. He's like, oh, that's kind of lame. It's not cool enough to do that.
It's pretty obnoxious. It sounds like a pretty good deal, right? Well, it is a good deal until it's not. Foreclosures, angry community members, property tax increases, bills doubling to tripling, and even more
taxes
struggles. Many of the families that were featured on Extreme Makeover Home Edition ended up worse off than before Ty Pennington showed up on their doorstep.
That's crazy, because I hear about all of the kitchens and all of the restaurants that end up closing after Gordon Ramsay visits them because they're already run by pretty bad people that aren't very good at their jobs. I don't know about the houses. Like, how do taxes go up if you're still in the same area and the house is like pretty much the same thing, right? How do the taxes still go up?
But to fully understand how some families were negatively affected by what seems to be a very generous gift, we must first take a look at the families that were carefully chosen to get these home remodels. Typically, individuals would fill out an application form on the ABC website, which required them to provide a story of why they deserved a new house.
Oh, they need a sob story. Of course, this happens on any kind of singing show. Like, you don't get on a singing show if you don't at least have like 2 dead grandparents, a dead dog that loved your singing, and you could tell a story about how you used to sing to your dog, and now you're gonna sing on the big stage to pay your respects to your dead dog that died 2 days ago, by the way. The dog died 2 days ago. Really sad. Horrible situation. Hit by a car, actually. Super sad situation. Because sob stories, they're like gold dust to TV producers.
You could also nominate another family, such as a friend or a member of your community. Every episode starts with a story of the deserving family in need, such as a family that lost their mother or father, a family with a disabled child, a family that's living in poverty, or a family affected by a natural disaster. Since this was a reality television show, it was very important to produce the most tear-jerking episodes possible, featuring stories that would deeply tug at the viewer's heartstrings. Some people—
Why can't we just have an episode where it's like, hey, I think it'd be cool to have a new house, and then you get a new house and they're like, damn, that's awesome, and then you put like a slide on it and they start going down the slides, because it's not as interesting as the sad stuff. You see it today on YouTube. Clickbait, sad, angry clickbait, stuff that's designed to make you enraged, stuff like that.
People argued that specifically targeting families who had endured unimaginable tragedy and faced overwhelming hardship was ABC exploiting them for better ratings. Joe Scarborough of MSNBC claimed that Extreme Makeover has a secret wish list of victims the show is trying to hunt down.
Oh my god, imagine being on the victim list of Extreme Makeover. They just roll up to your house like, we've got you, buddy.
They want to find a family who has multiple children with Down syndrome. They
oh
want to
god.
find a child with a rare condition that causes rapid aging and death. They want to find an extraordinary mom or dad who's diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. Now, if the show was aggressively targeting these people, sure, that's a bit weird, especially because it's likely for the TV ratings and not for charity. However, it is still a good deed. Plus, if they helped out middle-class families or ones that seemed like they weren't that bad off, they would be criticized for not focusing on a more deserving family. I don't think Makeover is taking advantage of the families. However, I do think that
I do think it's kind of like a no-win scenario where if you go to a poor person's house, it's like, oh, you're doing poverty porn where you just want to show how poor people are, and you're like, oh, look, we're coming in as the saviors, we're going to save your life. But if you go for the middle-class families, people are like, oh, well, they didn't need this. They already had like a cool house. You just destroyed like a really cool house and replaced it with like a cool house. Why'd you do that? It was pointless.
Take advantage of you and know that most people forget to cancel their subscriptions. Well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here.
No way.
Rocket Money is an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. This personal finance app allows you to manage subscriptions, lower bills, build a custom budget, and grow your savings all in one place.
You know, I just realized I have so many subscriptions that I forgot to cancel, but Rocket Money can help me with that.
I'm using Rocket Money to clean up all those unnecessary monthly subscriptions I forgot I was paying for. And
that's a good idea.
Easy, canceling them for you with just one tap. I like to use it to monitor my spending. Rocket Money allows you to set budgets by category and will notify you if you exceed them. They will even negotiate your bills for you. Just find the provider you use, upload a photo of your bill, and let them do the rest.
No, they don't negotiate my bills as well, do they?
Spend less. Join the 3.4 million users using Rocket Money. I've got the hookup. Go to rocketmoney.com/PatterrzCC or click the link in the description.
I'm going to go to that link.
Free or unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/PatterrzCC to get started for free. Get your money.
You don't have to tell me again, Patrick. I'm going to go to rocketmoney.com/PatterrzCC so I can get sent to the moon by Rocket Money so they can send me to the moon.
Participants were selected. The crew would treat the families to a fully funded vacation to destinations such as Hawaii, California, or Florida. During the family's trip, ABC would rally hundreds of contractors, construction workers, and volunteers in the local community to help. Sometimes they would even make Facebook pages so all their neighbors could stay up to date. Oftentimes, the volunteers are critical for the house getting completed on time.
Oh my god. Dude, that's like watching an ant devour an apple. They just dismantle it in, I would assume, record time.
Then, Ty Pennington would video call the family and show his crew absolutely destroying their house. And sometimes they would take it too far. Take the Rapati Pierce family, for example.
Okay, here we go.
Mother and father were both police officers, and one tragic night, Christina was shot during a foot pursuit, which led to her being paralyzed from the waist down. So they hired the LA SWAT team to place bombs inside of the house, detonate them, then drive a massive battering ram attached to an armored truck to destroy the house.
I mean, that's fun. It's kind of fun, though. It's a little fun, isn't it?
Obviously, they have to do demolition to rebuild a new house from the ground up, but it would still be a bit traumatic.
Dude, they just let someone in with a sledgehammer to go ham on the toilet.
To watch your home filled with all those memories get smashed to a million pieces. But the ridiculousness didn't stop.
I mean, that's part of the thing. I guess that's what you sign up for. Like, when you sign up for it, they're going to destroy your house. You know they're going to take down your house, right?
Remember, this is reality TV. Just building a very practical, standard, and modest home wouldn't be good enough.
No, you gotta have slides, you gotta have a Ferris wheel in the background, maybe a bouncy castle. We'll throw in a golf course, why not?
Carpenters and designers were pushed to create increasingly elaborate designs and gimmicks to boost ratings. Such as this airplane-themed bedroom with bags of peanuts as curtains. This very small backyard that was converted to a miniature go-kart track. How many—
What, you have to live here. Why, what? What if you want to grow plants? Bro, the kids are going to use this like twice and never go back to it. You know how kids are? They're like cats. When you get them a new toy, they're like, oh, pog, pog, pog. And they use it once and they use it for one afternoon. Then they go back to playing on the mobile phone. They're going to be playing Subway Surfer more than they're going to be playing on this. To be fair, Subway Surfer wasn't around back then, but they're going to be playing Crash Bandicoot or Super Smash Brothers.
Around that go-kart track would a kid be able to do before they get absolutely sick of it? Why not a playroom with a ball pit containing 27,000 plastic balls? And my personal favorite, 18.
How would you get that out your house?
Teenager's room entirely made out of duct tape.
On the desk, I have a bedspread and a pillowcase made out of duct tape.
The designers would take one small facet of their personality and dedicate the entire bedroom to it. Like this
This is the most extreme version of when your family member gets you a gift for Christmas, they always get you the exact same gift, which is just the thing that you said that you kind of like 5 years ago, and they latched onto that because they don't actually know anything else about you because you don't speak to them very often, just like twice a year. So like, you're like, yeah, no, I kind of like these peanuts. And they're in the background like, oh, you like peanuts, do you? Well, you're getting peanuts. Mountains of them. Every Christmas and birthday until you die.
Toddler who said he wants to be a cardiologist when he grows up, so they put EKG signals on the walls and a dresser designed to look like a human heart. Rooms like this seem very difficult to age in, and the tacky designs would actually take a considerable amount of effort to change. But sometimes it wasn't just tasteless designs. They would actually create new responsibilities that the family may not have even wanted. For example, this teenager got a jacuzzi that took up half the bedroom.
In his room? Man, I thought it was going to be outside. Why would you want that? You have to clean the wear in it all the time. That sounds awful. Well, at least he'd be getting weshed. You know, at least he'd be going in the bathtub because you know how teenagers can be. They just don't want to clean themselves, don't want to brush their teeth, don't want to get in the bath. So at least they'll be getting washed.
Could you imagine your room constantly smelling like hot chlorine water? The cost to maintain a jacuzzi is only about $20 to $40 per month in sanitizer and chemicals, but even doing the maintenance is a burden that maybe nobody wanted. Just draining that water every 3 to 4 months like you're supposed to would be incredibly inconvenient. Another thing they did often was add huge fish tanks or animal habitats, like this boy's room that looks like the reptile section at a pet store.
Would the company not cover this? Oh, what am I saying? It's a reality TV show. They don't care about the people that they're making the content about. Not at the end of the day. They're not going to cover it. They're not going to be like, oh, we'll pay the maintenance fees. We'll have people come in and take care of all the animals. It'll be great. That's so many animals. Look at that.
With frogs, turtles, and lizards. Buying pet food, supplies, and cleaning the tanks is even more important because it will literally kill the animal if you don't.
Yeah, what if you actually smash the window you come home, you're drunk one night, you break the window. Oh no, it was the anaconda window.
Makeover inserting new responsibility onto you without your choice isn't only annoying, for some people it created even more problems and financial stress that ultimately forced them to move out of their homes.
That is well bigger.
Now, most of the time, ABC would entirely pay off the home for the family. However, owning a home is more than just paying the mortgage. Expenses such as property taxes, utilities, and home maintenance add up extremely quickly. There have been multiple reports of families whose expenses doubled, if not tripled, within the first year of living there. The Dickinson family went from an 1,800 square foot ranch to a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 4,000 square foot super home.
Jesus Christ! I mean, yeah, it's gonna be way more expensive. Do you pay based on how many bedrooms you've got? That's insane.
With cutting edge technology. So it's only.
I mean, the electric bill is gonna be insane. Oh, it says about the electric bill. Their electric bill was around $200 before the makeover. Now on a good month, it's $450. $500 and $600. And this is a family, like they said, they target people that can barely make ends meet in the first place and just quadruple their bills.
It's only natural to assume that the bills would go up. Their electric bill alone went from about $200 per month to as high as $600 after. Their property taxes tripled. The wife, India, said she wasn't worried. My husband works and I work, so if I have to work another job to help keep it up, that's what I'll do.
Man, that's sad. Gone are the days where you could have a one-income house, isn't it? You're like, oh, my husband works, I've got a job. Well, just get another job. Time to get a 4th job, baby. Let's get some... Anyone want to get a 6th job? The kids can chip in, too. They're like, what, 14? They can work in the mines. I'm pretty sure they yearn for it anyway.
As years went on, it got worse and worse. And in October of 2016, William filed a Chapter 13 bankruptcy petition to save his home from foreclosure. He had only $5 in...
How do you sell it? You're going to tell me you're going to sell this house with a jacuzzi in the bedroom? Who's going to come in and look at the jacuzzi bedroom and be like, oh yeah, I'd love that. That sounds great. Who's going to go into the personal hospital heart bedroom and be like, yes, give me some of that. Yeah, give me some of that.
Cash, $287 in a checking account and $15 in a joint savings account at the time.
Oh my God.
However, it seems like they never lost the house, because on 2022 Google Maps, you can see William and his daughter standing outside the front door, proud of their estate. But that situation was nothing compared to the Oakvath family. The Oakvaths were from Gilbert, Arizona, and their story began with a heartfelt letter from their daughter, Cassandra, who requested
people buy houses, they can remodel them. Dude, it's going to be incredibly hard to sell a house like that.
The show to renovate the cancer ward where she had been a patient. Touched by Cassandra's selfless request, the producers not only granted her wish, but also surprised the family of 9 with a 2-story mansion. The construction involved a massive team of 1,600 contractors and volunteers.
Wait, are all the walls in American houses just made of wood? But I don't know. In the UK, it's made of all like brick. Like you layer bricks, like layered bricks. Are American houses like made of wood?
That garnered attention from across the state. Unfortunately, this wasn't happily ever after.
Really? Oh my God, it's all brick here. That's insane. The utility bills reached $1,200 for electricity, $400 for water, and the property taxes increased to $5,600. Jesus Christ.
$1,200 for electricity per month and $400 per month for water. Property taxes increased from $1,600 pre-makeover to $5,600 after. Brian
And this is a struggling family. They're working hard.
Lost his job and was battling depression. With no other immediate solution, they used their house as collateral to take out a $405,000 loan. It was an adjustable rate mortgage, and the payments became too much for the family to handle.
Oh, dude.
This was their dream home, and they knew they couldn't afford it. Craziest part is, they never even asked for this in the first place. The ironic part about these situations is that people's first instinct is to doubt the families. Why couldn't they figure it out? Why not get another job? Why didn't they just sell the house? Most of the time, nobody wants to buy these homes. The Oakvaths listed their house for $1.8 million, then slowly started to lower the price over the next year.
They listed it as $1.3 million because it's a huge fucking house, and then they dropped it to $800,000, $600,000, $700,000, and then $540,000. And then it was sold after a year at, Jesus Christ, like, what, a third of the price?
Out of desperation, they ended up selling for $540K, just enough to break even on their loan and maybe put a down payment on a new place. The Beach family have been trying to sell their home since February 2013. The price tag started at $700,000 and is now down to $535,000. They say they've had to sell because the upkeep of the house is just too much now. It's a unique home and will take a unique person to buy it. Most critics for
Yeah, it would take someone who like really wants to remodel that specific house in that specific area, which might be like a rural area, which drops the amount of buyers there. And they'd have to redo everything. They'd have to like tear the entire thing out and just completely remodel it because of whatever the wank things they do, that extreme home makeover to your house.
Forget the reason these families got these homes were because they were struggling in the first place. Many of them had pre-existing debt. Some of them weren't even homeowners in the first place. They were renting the house and ABC bought it and built them a new one. Combine these money issues with the family trauma they were all experiencing, and it's a recipe for disaster. From my research, every single family that sold their house sold it for less than what it cost to build. But no matter what reason they chose to sell their house, they face backlash from the community. Since each home is a community project with hundreds of volunteers, they look at the home like a gift from their neighbors.
I forgot they get like hundreds of local contractors to come out and work with it. So if you sell it, they're gonna be like, oh, what, you didn't like our gift to you? We all came together and we made this for you, perfect for you. What, do you not appreciate the work that we did for you? That must be hard as well.
The Hassel family decided to sell just 3 years later because it was too much stress to handle. Then a publication interviewed members of the community to see how they feel. A lot of people gave time, product, and services. Some are very angry. Some I've run into have asked, why do they deserve it?
It's like a poison chalice. The people are thinking like, oh, why do you deserve to have all these nice things? But the thing that they were given doesn't necessarily help them anyway. Like, it was a nice idea, and they probably worked really hard on it. The community members probably worked super hard on it, try and make it really good and try and make it fantastic for the families so that they absolutely love it. But at the end of the day, what they received was something that they couldn't handle financially. They have to sell it, and then everyone's mad because, oh, you got rid of the thing that we worked so hard on.
There was even a letter written to the local newspaper that titled, "The entire Hassel family story is a disgrace and humiliation to this community." The Harper family's house foreclosed, and the mayor's response was, "It's aggravating. It just makes you mad. You do that much work, and they just squander it."
Oh my god, I fucking hate people, man. They don't even think for a second what kind of situation these families are in, especially the poor and less fortunate families. I swear to God, America's full of these motherfuckers that are just like, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, you just didn't work hard enough. Well, you should have gotten a second job. You should have gotten a third job. You should have worked harder. It's your fault that you're poor. It's your fault you're in a terrible situation. It's no one else's fault. It's so aggravating.
Because he helped vault a massive beam into place in the Harper's living room. The Nicholas family received a home after the father died from contracting hepatitis C when he was pricked with a patient's contaminated needle. 9 years later, the home was foreclosed because the mother could not manage the previous home mortgage and new property taxes that tripled in price. "I feel bad because so many people came together to help us," she said. "I know I shouldn't feel like I let them down, but I do." Many of the families
what can they
feel guilt
do?
and shame that they couldn't live happily ever after. Most of them don't want to sell their houses, but the financial stress and family tragedy is overbearing. As the years went on, ABC scaled back their projects because so many homes were being foreclosed on. They eventually realized these
ABC looked in the mirror and said, wait, are we the baddies? Because in theory, they're trying to do a nice thing, right? They're trying to make the dream home, but they don't think of the real world implications of what's going to happen.
The top charity acts were too extreme to be truly helpful, but then their ratings dropped since the homes weren't extreme enough for TV, which led to the show being canceled in 2012. I also noticed that they only have a small selection of episodes available on Hulu today, and all of the families who went on to sell or get foreclosed on got their episodes removed from streaming services.
They're embarrassed, as they should be. It was their fault.
Facing hardship and financial problems, build them an extremely oversized home with ugly interiors in the middle of a neighborhood surrounded by other homes not even worth half as much as the new one they just built, it ends up doing more harm than good.
Yeah, these reality TV shows are actually pretty bad. Who would have thought it, that these reality TV shows are doing bad things for the communities and the people in the videos and the people around them? What a shocker. Well, if you have something that you want me to react to, let me know in the Discord server. That was a fantastic video from Patrick. Boom, hit that like button.